Okay, so today's topic is 5 messaging techniques to get that click. How many of you agree that the click is actually the most important ROI? Because whether you are doing an ad, whether you guys are actually doing how do you call a sales video, whether you guys are doing a YouTube video, the click is what actually matters the most, is the most important ROI, apart from money lah, of course, but the clicks gets you money in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, what's in it for you if you guys actually stay until the end of the show is you guys will discover how to position your offer in the red ocean to the blue ocean, as well as grab your customers' attention even if they are drowned with similar offers at the market, because everybody is doing so much. I think Thanos is right for one reason, is because there's so many people of the same kind, everybody got the same amount of talent, everybody is doing the same thing. How do you stand out? What
Yes,
if
this is very, very important, especially for, businesses, marketing agencies. When you think about agencies, everyone knows that, oh, marketing agency is more or less the same. You guys do a digital campaign and stuff like that. But then yours may be different. But how you communicate it makes a lot more big difference as well, because you may be the golden apple of the tree in a forest, but you, without having the knowledge to communicate that you're the golden apple in a forest, no one would know. So stay tuned. Eddie has more to share as well.
exactly?
Yes, really.
So how do you
Stand out.
position yourself differently, right?
Yeah.
And lastly is, how do you position yourself as authority in marketplace? Let me tell you one thing. This tip about authority in marketplace, tip number one, is about simplicity. All right. And there's an opportunity for you to complicate things also. I'll tell you guys later in the end. Simplicity and complication is two things that you need to use as a marketer in order to let someone trust you to see you as an authority, as well as how can you increase your value of your product and charge super high ticket and people will still pay you for it. All right. Okay. Let's go. So let's talk a little bit about the red ocean versus the blue ocean. I know seasoned entrepreneurs know about this, and then this has been taught to death already, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure whether there are people who do not know about what's the red ocean and blue ocean. Okay, so the red ocean and blue ocean essentially is this. Red ocean is you are in a space where there is so many competitors, and then you know it is really cutthroat competition. Everybody is doing the same thing, and then when you think of an idea, 3 days later someone else also thought about the same idea, and then they present the same idea. So learning about messaging is you can actually position yourself from the red ocean to the blue ocean without creating a new product, without creating a new offer, right?
Mm.
This is not going to be a talk about creating new products or researching what other people have done, and then you find yourself a new niche and you innovate a product, you become the new Steve Jobs. No, it's not going to be that. Not many people have the resources, as well as one most important thing is the time to actually create something entirely new. What if you don't? What if you need to make money now, like because MCO you don't have resources but you still need to make money now? So the best way to go about this, from my opinion and experience, is the messaging. And what you guys can actually do is, if you guys stick around, yeah, there's 5 to 6 techniques that I can show you guys now. Pause for effect. Okay, next. Now, what you guys gonna discover is the messaging leading up to the offer. Right, this is not copywriting, so you can also learn about this even though you are not a copywriter. You can learn about this even though you have no experience in writing, you have no experience online. It's about the framework that works. All right. So let's go to the point about messaging. What I thought about messaging is this little part in between big idea and sales. It's the bridge that actually brings the customer interest when they click on it, where you communicate what your offer is before the sale. This is not a sales video script. This is actually the messaging part. Okay, I keep
Hold on,
banging
hold on.
messaging part. Yes.
Eddie, would you mind explaining what's the difference between positioning and a big idea and messaging? Maybe this framework, you can give a definition at least, so that
Okay.
the new guys or new girls who are in this stream may not know that definition. So maybe you can help enlighten them.
Okay, a niche is basically your target audience with a specific problem that you have a specific solution that you can solve. So, for example, a niche is mothers who are pregnant. After pregnancy, there's excess weight, how you can actually help them lose weight. So that is like your niche. You got a specific solution to a specific problem that a specific target audience face. The positioning is what you can do for your business that stands out from others. Say, for example, you only do online virtual, or you are actually a coach, then you position that way. You only take high ticket clients, maybe clients who can commit maybe 1 week 2 to 3 times kind of training. Then you don't take anything other than that.
Yeah,
As
niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for positioning is much more as what people first think when they think about you. All right. There are many different kinds of positioning here. Say, for example, low end to high end. Whether your brand is high end, you only do high ticket, or yours is low ticket only, or yours is towards the mass. Okay. Then after that, you move towards the big idea. What makes your concept, okay, your concept into big idea that is also different from others, that has a key insight that other people, that make people go like, yeah, I believe this is it, it resonate with me, I believe is unique to me, that I would go for your offer. Then the messaging is how you communicate it. So when you have a positioning and a big idea, you can go out to the market. I repeat, you can, but whether you should is a different thing. You can go in the market, say, hey guys, I teach people how to do funnels. And I teach people who have already made maybe 10,000 and get them to 100,000. That's one positioning. There's another positioning is I help entrepreneurs who never done anything at all, who's a total complete beginner, how to do funnels and how to do setup, right? So both also attract different target audience, you see, both
Mm.
different key audiences, right? And how you communicate it actually matters the entire things, where people will actually start paying. A newbie will not go for a $10,000 course or anything like that. All right. Vice versa. Lah. Yes. So let's take a look at this game plan. All right.
Nice,
So
interesting.
the way how it is, okay, this is a football game plan. You can take a look like analogy of golf or anything like that. From marketing to sales, what's the difference between marketing and sales? My point of view that marketing is actually point A and sales is point B. So where you pass the ball, whatever that you do and stuff, and then it reaches the sales, correct? But when you take a look at this, right, whether is it ads or lead magnet offer, the upsell number one, upsell number two. Upsell actually, by the way, means that when people buy something for you, you want to upgrade something. You provide more of that something, maybe service or a done for you product. Then eventually goes to the sale, right? So all of these, right, there's one thing in common with all of this. Chat, do you guys know what that is? All of this? I've been saying it over and over again.
Messaging, I think, is it?
Yes, the messaging. If your messaging sucks from the ad, you will not go to the lead magnet. Nobody is gonna click on it. For a lead magnet, nobody is gonna click onto your offer if it doesn't make sense, because your messaging just doesn't resonate. All right. So there's one thing. No matter how complicated marketers usually put in all of these framework, number one thing is the messaging, right? So the one thing that's consistent is message. So message can be for curiosity, interest, and engagement. Okay. So let's say, for example, an ad, it actually sparks a
Yeah.
curiosity, right? And then you click on that and then you gain interest from whatever content that you read in the lead funnel page. Then after you decide to engage with them, maybe you purchase a product, sign up for a webinar, anything like that. But it doesn't have to always start with curiosity, you see. Some people actually have interest. Say, for example, I decided that I want to become a fitness trainer. So I have interest there because I was inspired when I go to the gym. I saw this guy start building his body and stuff and say that he had been doing this for a long time, and then it actually sparks interest. Then I start Googling. That interest can also become curiosity and engagement. It's not one way trip, it can be anywhere. All right.
Okay.
So now let's go for this talk, right? It will be better if you guys give us a scenario and we guys can brainstorm together, and then we guys come up with some sort of a message with everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
guys, we are live right now. So, any of you guys have your own
Questions?
business or questions that you guys want us to help out, or even brainstorm some sort of a message for your new upcoming offer, we can do it right here, right there. Right.
Yes. Okay. So the tip number one is the well-known, little understood. Okay, this is
Well
framework.
known. Okay. It's a well
Well
known.
known.
So,
Yeah, okay, I
well
forget the
known.
end there. Okay. And if you look at the site over there, I have this thing called the milestone because I want to position today's talk as if you are using the infinity stone for your message. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say you are in the cryptocurrency space. Okay. Everybody is doing cryptocurrency right now, because it's the trend, the new hip thing, right? So how do you position yourself away from differently from other people, even though what you teach is the same thing? Okay. Your messaging you can use is this well-known, little understood. It's well known that cryptocurrency is a great way to diversify your investment, but very few understand what trends or strategy to look out for in order to invest safely and therefore minimize your losses or risks. Let me give you an example. Does that spark curiosity and interest? People will be asking, what is that trend? What is that strategy? You see? Well, other people will say that if the messaging sounds like learn crypto 101, sign up
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yes. So if you do something like this, well known, little understood, then it makes people think that, hey, maybe you know something other people don't, you see. But what is that? But when you click, the same thing, what trends and strategy is the same thing other people are teaching. But you position it different, you see. So it's your
Yep.
messaging that matters. And why messaging is also that matters the most is this.
That's right,
Because,
Elaine. Well known, little understood. That's
yeah,
actually a framework that you can use for all other businesses as well. So, for example, it's well
yeah, let's
known
try.
that, for example, marketing is well known that ads is important, but very few people actually understand how to use an ad properly. Whether is it TikTok ads, Instagram ads, or Facebook ads to get insane ROI. So you see,
Yes.
it can be used a lot of industries. So it's well known that say
Fitness
fitness,
trainer, yeah,
yes,
a well-known fitness trainer, right, is that you you gotta work out every single day, but it's little understood how the techniques that you use to work out to get the maximum result. It doesn't mean that you just every day go. There is the reps and then the sets actually matters as well. So this is one framework that you can use. Okay. So when you actually say something like that, number one, you communicate to people that you know something that other people don't. And when you get that click, somebody actually engage with you, they learn more from you, right? What happens is they start building a relationship with you. This hook initiates the relationship. As compared to your competitors, right? They could be teaching the exact same thing, same course, everything. But if you don't hook them with this, then it doesn't start the relationship, you see. So why would they care? So this is what I mean by the blue ocean in the red ocean. Right? You know the trends, you know the strategy, and therefore positions you as the authority. Okay, let's go for tip number two. Right? Oh, there's a lot of comments here. Let's see if there's anybody asking the same thing. Nope. All right. Next, little known, big difference.
mm,
This is the power stone. Yeah, I say just now that one was the how do you call mind
milestone.
stone. Yes. This is the power stone, right? So very little people know the importance of building a funnel that actually converts and knowing what types of offer that will not only make customers buy from you once, but over and over every month through a subscription model can make a big difference in your return of investment.
Mm,
All right. How many of you guys actually see that this could work the same for your niche? Say cryptocurrency. Everybody know that investing is important, but not many people know investing on which stocks that consistently give you ROI year after year can make the biggest return on investment. You see?
okay.
So it could be many different things. Little known big difference can be, let's say, take for example, little known hacks or tricks in video editing, which is the lighting, that makes a
Yeah.
big difference between my computer versus Elden computer. I think his computer has so much
No.
more clarity or stuff like that because of his webcam, but actually the little known but the big difference is actually the lighting itself.
The lightings, guys. For my side, so if I move the lightings out, it's bad. So this is also another framework, as you can see. Not many people know about it, but the experts or somebody who knows about it know that small difference is what make the big impact. So
Yes.
actually, a lot of marketers, basically marketers courses, fitness and stuff like that. If you go into most of those classes, 90 or maybe 95% of all these education is more or less the same one, but it's only that 5% or that 10% that is so different that make them so successful compared to everyone else. And that is what most their secret lah, basically, that you want to know as well. So this is also another example as well. So what is your business that people don't know that is actually making a very big impact? So that's another way on how you can communicate your message as well.
Exactly. So yeah, again, this one also gives you the position of authority, because you are speaking to the market that you know something that is small thing that they can tweak and then they get massive result. And then most people will be asking, okay, this guy probably knows something, let me sign up for his course, and then find out that actually that something is, wow, you really just had that insight on that one thing. It makes all the difference. All right. So let's move on. Tip number 3. This is the game changer. Most startups use this kind of messaging. Like for example, this one is for Josephine. Like for example, with gyms being closed all around country because of MCO, having a virtual coach is going to be a game changer, because it could keep you accountable and consistent in your weight loss goal, even without lifting heavy weights and doing ton of cardio. So this itself, right, the virtual coach itself is the game changer. For cryptocurrency space also could be the same thing. You can say that with the government printing money without backing up on anything else, not by gold or anything, cryptocurrency will be the currency of the future. You see, because it's backed down by a finite number. And this will change the entire financial industry as a whole.
Yes,
So
actually.
you need to learn about this thing now, because if you don't do this, you can miss out. Oh yeah, Chanel. Okay. We have something for you also, Chanel, later.
Yes, definitely needs to be creative because as time goes by, in my own opinion, automations coming out, robots coming out, a lot of all these day-to-day jobs can easily be replaced by robots. But one of the things which I believe humanity, which is better as human, is actually our creative mind itself. So definitely needs to be creative. But more of the time, like I'm using AD's framework as well, little known hacks that makes a big difference. Actually, being creative itself can also be being experimental. You just try new different things. If you try something new every single day, eventually you hit something so new that no one know, and then it becomes creative itself already. So yeah, creativity has a lot of weight itself. That's why people pay so much money on creative agencies. So it's different for marketing agencies sometimes though, because creative agencies or media agencies, they provide creative services, and those are actually very, very expensive itself. Yeah, so I mean, creativity, one different can actually make a huge change as well. So that's the power of creativity itself. Yes, yes, Chanel, we have something for you as well. Yep, Elaine, definitely be experimental. I mean, that's if you creativity takes a lot of time and effort as well. But I mean, the easiest one, the simplest way to be creative is just try many different things. Be experimental in that. I'm sure you found out eventually. For me personally, I get my creativity by doing things every day. I do something new, and then I realize like, hey, what if I mix this with this, and then it becomes something totally new that no one have thought of before, and then it becomes creative. So one of my suggestions to be creative is to be experimental.
Yeah, the way how I see business is like science experiment. If you are a new startup who nobody has ever done before, a new space that you're doing, say for example, you actually invent flying cars. like Elon Musk, like what he's doing with SpaceX, you gotta adopt the mentality of experimentation. Whatever feedbacks that you get from public or the product is just an experiment that gets you to from step one to step two, whether you fail or not. Of course, in business, the best thing you can do is you have a coach, somebody who have walked the path, somebody who have done it before, then you can follow. But the problem with that is there will be a time where everyone will be flooded in the red ocean, because when there's one, there's two, there's three, there's four, there's five. Hence, like you see Grab, and there's like many different other popping up the same thing. Other people is doing the same thing over and over again. So there's a pros and cons if you're actually a startup or you're actually somebody who is industry mover, innovator. It's totally different. Yeah. Okay, so this is the reality stone, because you change people's reality of something. You give them a step of insight, like, wow, yeah, they can change when their environment change. This is the game changer. Number three. Number four is they've overcomplicated it. This is for Chanel. When it comes to getting result in your financial goal, here is the problem. The problem is that they overcomplicated it. There's investment, starting business, ultimately complicates because so overwhelming. For somebody who's not in the financial space, when you start talking about financial, you do this, you become spreadsheet numbers and all. Other people, what happens is they get overwhelmed, they just shut off. All right. And then when you tell them, say, if the little thing that you can do to reach goal is all come down to the basics. Set aside a budget at the beginning of the month, not and instead of saving whatever that's left at the end of the month. So this is little known hacks, right? That you can say that something so simple that other people has already tried to teach in the market. They try to complicate things, and then what happens is you get this the people get this sort of numbness where they just shut off everything. I'm pretty sure that when 100x first started, right, the foreign concept of funnel is very new. Everybody is like, jumping on the hook. Well, what is funnel? What can this do? We never seen this before. You get so excited. That's where we actually could use the game changer technique, where we say that this changes everything. You see, where you can,
Something for you. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so Chanel, when it comes about simplicity, right, I can assure you when you go on YouTube, you say advanced strategies to get financial freedom, for example, right, or advanced strategies to advanced stock trading strategies versus basic simple trading strategies. I can assure you the one that have more wheels is actually the basic one or simple one. This is the reason why you are actually targeting the top of the funnel, because the top of the funnel, the top of the funnel is this way. Yes, the top of the funnel has more people, and that's how you can actually get them into the middle and then the bottom of the funnel. So basically, people, yes, basic versus advanced, people are more appreciative if you teach them the basic one, and then after that they're more willing to pay for medium and advanced. Don't you know that if all these marketing talks and all those say marketing seminar, they always give you the basic one, and then they upsell you the more advanced ones, you see. So you always have to be beginner friendly, and yes, definitely it has to be beginner friendly, but I think the word beginner may not be correct. It has to be simple. It can be advanced, right? But you have to make it simple. If you, like, for example, my practice when I first started out working is actually in strategy in advertising agency, creative agency. By the way, our job here is to make something so complicated. Maybe it is a telco. Maybe it's a car, or maybe it's a new product. Our job here is to make it so simple that even a 5-year-old understand it. So how do you make things simple? So like for example, when I that's one of the thing I have with going into financial say education and stuff like that. A lot of them use very complicated jargons, you see, the words that they use, like even cryptocurrency also, they use, oh, this one is the bull market, the bear market. Is actually, if very, most people don't understand when they first started out. So you explain to them, oh, this means the trend is going up, that means the trend is going down. It's much more simple as compared to people saying bull or bear market in when you first started out, for newbies lah, for new guys. So actually the goal here is to be simple. How do you make it more simple? It's hard. I can tell you this, me being a strategist, how do you simplify something very, very advanced into simple? It is the what basically very hard. It's very, very, very hard. But if you can do it, more people appreciate it and you will actually see the results.
And here's the thing, when it comes to being the authority as well. Being authority in the market also involve about your knowledge and insights of the market. If you can actually condense what you know in a simple way, it actually shows that you know more than people who have to use complicated jargons to explain something.
Yes, exactly. More simple to understand, definitely get more clicks. And of course, that's where it's because of the top of the funnels. In fact, most marketers that I know, that the successful one, they don't teach the advanced strategies because they know that if they teach the advanced strategies, nobody will get it. So they only teach the basic one. Only when you join their course, they have a one-to-one consultation, then they'll show you their advanced strategies, because that's where you know that your students or your audience themselves, they get it already and they are ready to I mean, it basically watch all those Chinese movies, all the seafood. What's the technique? What's the kung fu? The masters never actually teach their student one, because they know if they were to tell it to the student may not even understand. They cannot appreciate it themselves. So it's always much better to give them the simple one until that you know that they are actually ready already. Then you give them the advanced one.
Yeah, later, I did promise that I can tell you guys about the simplicity and complicated model framework at the end of it. So after I go through, and there are uses to complicate things actually, and there are used to simplify things. But let's talk about simplify first. Simplify is where you stand out from the market, number one, because people can understand you, people can relate to you, and therefore people will get that click. When you get that click, what happens is you come to the webinar, something for example like this live show. We start building some sort of a relationship. You get to know me. Maybe I talk about my sob story the other day. I walked, then after I fall down, I cried, then I got up, got stronger after that, blah blah blah, and stuff. Then you start to get some sort of relationship with me, and then you relate to whatever I teach. Then you become a cold audience all the way to a warm audience. And then from there, I can actually start to upsell. Let's go to a complicated part at the end of it. All right. Now let's go for tip. Yeah, this one is actually the space stone. So of everybody that is trying to complicate, you walk up and say, actually, it's very simple. Just step one, two, three. You want to know more? Follow me. I give you the basic step that even a beginner or expert can also execute. Way much more easier, no headaches, nothing, even without hiring who, and who. Yeah, this is what you can do. So the next is the fortune teller. Fortune teller is something like, even in the crypto space, people like uh Gary Vaynerchuk is talking about it. Is It's not going to happen now, but in the future, if you put your money into Dogecoin, like Elon Musk, you put your money into creating digital assets or NFT, 5 years, 10 years from now, you will get your return, your investment X10, and you have some sort of unfair advantage. So what you can do is start doing now. This is a bit different from the game changer. Game changer is a disruption within the industry. Fortune teller is based on the trend. Something is going to happen, and it's better that you join now. I give you also another example for fortune teller.
Insurance are very famous one. Insurance use this technique.
Yes,
Yeah. So the
insurance.
messaging will say that you never know that you will always have an accident in the future. So you get this insurance plan to not just protect you, protect your family as well. So that's actually hitting a very, very powerful insight. And one of the most powerful insight is that we we as human being cannot function when we feel useless. This now, guys, pay attention. This one very, very powerful. Even I and use this technique for good. Don't use this for bad. Okay, don't go to the dark side and use this, because this is very powerful. You can make and break someone with this. human needs to feel that they are useful. If once they feel that they are useless, then negativity will creep already. You know, Star Wars, right? It say go leading to the dark side. In our real world, if someone feels that they are useless, it's already a crippling downward spiral into the abyss already. So insurance always says this as well, saying that you may never know in the future your family may need medical assistance, and therefore use this insurance plan. Because with you actually signing up for these insurance plans, you feel that you are being useful already. Your future, your kids' future, everything is settled already. So that's the insight here. The fortune teller always plays around the role of saying in the future. You may not know why, and they always play with the thought of you may never know. So that's the fortune teller.
Yes. So in a fortune teller is something that you have to do now that you benefit in the future. Now let's go back all the others before we go to number five. Say fortune teller is something like Gary V is talking about the NFT, because NFT is non-fungible token right now in the crypto space. If you start creating digital assets now, you can profit way much more in the future. If you invest in Ethereum cryptocurrency now, you can get 10x in the future. As well as fortune teller is something we all know in the marketing space is TikTok. Now is the time. Now is the time for you to keep consistently put up content on TikTok because it's highly organic. Back in the days, Facebook was organic, Instagram was organic until a point of saturation where they say, okay, now it's pay to play. So no matter how many contents you post up there, your growth on Facebook, Instagram doesn't grow that much as previously. TikTok right now is in the beginning stage. Anybody who's talking about TikTok would highly benefit from this fortune teller technique. 10 years from now, your growth will be this. 5 years from now, your growth will be this. In the beginning of Facebook, this is what their growth is.
Yeah.
You see?
Startups also use this
All the time,
all
startups.
the time. They say that we predict in 5 years from now on our growth will be this. So that's a fortune teller messaging as well. I mean, you want to look for
Yeah.
investors, you say quickly invest. Even cryptocurrencies use this technique, this
Yes.
messaging. Invest in XYZ because we predict that this is going to be the new coin of the future. This is going to be the new currency of the future. So the fortune teller is a very, very powerful I would say messaging, and a lot of people is using it strategically because they know that they are playing with people's emotions. Everybody love the rags to riches story, and I mean, who doesn't love that kind of story itself? I may be nobody right now, but 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, you can be XYZ, all right, or be like Mark Zuckerberg, for example. If you take this course, for example, so this is a fortune teller. How do you position a solution that will help someone improve their future?
Yeah, the very good example also is somebody in the financial market. Chanel say that this new technique is something that you can use to predict in the next 5 years, 10 years, you have enough savings to last you five different touchwood
Generations.
lockdowns or anything like that, and then you will still survive if you have this in place. Then people will feel like, oh yes, they need this now. Okay. Okay, let's talk about different famous entrepreneurs and things that they have used. Okay, let's go. Fortune teller, we talk about Gary V for this. Back then, when content was nothing, also Gary V was banging to the market. Content. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and stuff. Where in a point of view where nobody is creating content in the first place, he's also using this, and he was like, "I'm gonna guarantee you guys, if you don't create content, you guys will." That's what he said back then also. And hey, it's true, right?
A
Let's go
bit
back.
sad, but true. Okay.
Okay. Let's go back again. Okay. Now something like this is they've overcomplicated it. Okay. This entrepreneur is like, let's say Elon Musk. Okay. Elon Musk started Tesla electric cars. When everybody is talking about electric cars is impossible. You see, the creation of electric cars, the utilization of batteries is so complicated. Why not just use the same? Well, Elon Musk said that what is electric battery? using first principle thinking that it actually costs very little as opposed to just buying the battery from the market itself. So this is how he pitched his entire framework using Solar City, Get Energy, creating the batteries for the car. Simple, right? Then other people say it wouldn't work because it's always so complicated. But when you look at it, he said you get step one, Solar City, you get a battery by creating your own instead of buying, so it's not expensive. And then you're putting it into a car, you break it down all into smaller pieces, then that's it. Then people will see you as the authority because you can break it down simple for other people. Okay. Let's go back again. It's like the game changer. Game changer is something in the funnel world. If you guys know Russell Brunson, this is somebody that who uses game changer a lot for ClickFunnels because he said that the website is dead. Now ClickFunnels changes everything. You can actually sell multiple things to people at the same time, without them leaving or getting confused with the website and stuff. So back then, game changer is also used a lot for Grab. You see, when they said, why should you, own a car when you can actually save a lot of money using Grab? For those people who owns a car right now doing MCO, you guys might be saying, yeah, I never drive my car, I still gotta pay my car. For those people who's actually using Grab, right, say, oh, the day I'm saving all the money in the world because I don't have to go anywhere. So game changer is also used a lot by Grab. This number 3. Little known big difference is many different things of fitness people can use. People can use for supplements as well. Financial market, even rental. How you call real estate? People say that. Did you know that when it comes to buying a house, second hand, third hand, whatever, doesn't matter how many the owner is there, there's this one thing that will determine whether the house will increase value or will it cause you a lot of problems in the future. And this little known thing is the wiring. If the wiring is haywire, go here, go there, it takes too much time for you to dig in the wall, pull out the wire here and there, then it causes so much trouble for your house. But that thing creates a big difference because when it's simple and everything is ready, you can sell it to the next person and then it goes again, 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 again. You see? So let's continue about the 5. Okay. Don't
You
let
used this
this
just now. Yeah, you used this messaging just now.
exactly. Don't let this happen to you or what worked for me. I've seen that a lot of people actually has this thing like what is that? Have you guys ever seen when somebody is trying to sell a course, they use a lot of testimonials or they talk about their story? Okay. So testimonials and story is the soul stone because it's personal. It hits people in the heart. Yeah, I was once like that as well. So in this case, I use the example of 100x. Don't trick yourself into thinking you're not good enough because the moment you start hesitate, it becomes easier to hesitate. Eventually, it becomes a bad habit. I think this is number 5. 5. Yeah. Okay. It becomes a bad habit. Therefore, you are stuck. And what has helped me is I actually signed up in 100x challenge. I do many different kinds of the challenges. It actually even though I'm afraid, even though I fear, I actually have to step up from that comfort zone because somebody is keeping me accountable. And that has helped me X result. This is very relatable if you share your story. If you see like people on Facebook where they say like, can't believe this happened to me, something happened, this cashier was so rude to me and stuff like that. And then it creates drama. People start reading. It's like, oh, what happened next? What happened next? Because this is real, This is something that happened to you. Like testimonials, more of the time entrepreneurs use is like when they got their clients, they say, I can't believe that I was a beginner. I did this webinar and then immediately after I get 10,000 in my first webinar and stuff like that. So that is actually real. It makes people feel like if it could work for them, it could work for me as well. So you see? Okay. Now, one bonus tip is to take the pain away and make it easy in all your messaging. Like for example, even if and without. Say today's class could be messaging techniques that you can learn even if you are not a copywriter. Messaging class that you can learn without any experience in copywriting or you hate copywriting at all. So this is not a copywriting class and we did not position it like a copywriting class because this is a messaging class where you can use anytime, any of your industry, or how you say it inside your ads, in your lead funnel, or even right now during your live webinar or something. You can use the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, for example, I mean, investment or say purchasing a house itself, real estate owners normally, real estate seafood normally say how to invest in a house even without having a lot of money in the bank. All right. Most likely they
Yes.
are taking loans and stuff like so they're using the framework of even if you dash up to you, the thing that you hate doing or hate having or don't have, that you can still achieve XYZ. All right. So I mean, some fitness have certain techniques as well. Even if you continue eating your favorite food, cut your weight by 50%. Example lah. So this is the framework that you can use as well. Or for example, the number two also similar as well. Without giving up your favorite food, right? Which something that people love a lot, right? Without giving out your favorite food, you can still lose XYZ amount of weight. So this is a messaging terms that you can use. And in fact, this tool messaging is very powerful if you're using it on Facebook ads itself, because that is the one that actually hits people's curiosity. In Facebook, specifically what you need to do is not to get someone to buy, because on Facebook it's very social, people are not ready to buy yet, but Facebook people are willing to learn something new, something interesting. That's what gets them to click. So use these two technique, very very powerful on your Facebook ads. I'm sure if you use these two type of messaging, your clicks will increase.
So we've gone through we walked you guys through the 6 different techniques, even though I actually got an error here because he's supposed to be number 5, he's supposed to be number, he's supposed 6, 5, 4. You see 4 and 4. So there's a mistake there, right? Okay, so we have 6 of the techniques. You combine that with this. Then you have 6 techniques here. You can look at your hand like the Thanos hand. That's why I actually put the infinity stones on different things, plus these 2 techniques that you guys combine, that could form a very powerful messaging that makes your brand or your company stand out completely different from others and position you as the authority figure. Now let's get back to the point where simplicity versus complication. Never ever use complication in the top of the funnel or communicating to the public. All right. Only use complication when you are doing a sale. Okay. When it
So a sale,
comes
which means the bottom of the funnel, then when
bottom
someone
of
is
the
ready
funnel,
to purchase,
yes,
then you
yes, bottom of
complicate it.
funnel, yes. You. I mean,
Okay.
there are some entrepreneurs who knows how to use it complications, but it in their post, but it has to be warm audience that immediately generate the sale. Okay, now let me break it down. This, there is no known framework about this in the market. I've only recently discovered about this. When you're actually attracting people to your, let's say, webinar class, you use simplicity. You position yourself as authority, that you know more than other people because of these simple techniques that you can use, ABC, that you can also teach them so that they can learn the simple steps to get to where they want to be. But when it comes to sales part, now let me uh role play for you guys right now.
Role
Okay, let
play.
me role
Okay.
play. I've just taught you guys something about the simple ways that you guys can use for your messaging. Now, I'm going to complicate things so that you guys will feel that, oh my God, this is so hard. You guys need to pay me $10,000 so that I do it for you guys.
Oh, okay. Understand. I understand.
You understand?
Yeah, it's mainly for those I mean that's what course sellers and gurus and all those guys do as well. They teach you something so simple that you understand it already, then they tell you saying that, oh, actually you need to do ABCDEFGHILJ, so the whole alphabet left to do. And the good thing is you don't have to do it alone. I can do it for you with this minimal fee. Am I saying that correct?
Yes, correct. Say, okay, let's say like, for example, okay, role play again, right? You guys learn about messaging. That's the top of my funnel. Okay. But actually, what I'm trying to sell to you guys is funnels. I'll tell you guys that messaging at the end of the day is just part 1. You guys, in order to have a successful business online, you need a funnel. You need an email sequence. You need content creation. Who's going to do that? Sign up in the next course. I will charge you guys at a price of 10,000. I will give you everything that I've done on my previous best selling funnels for free. As a bonus, I will give you guys 365 content done for
Okay.
you so that you guys don't have to do it yourself. And I also give you like 1,000 email sequence planned out for 3 years, so you don't have to write on your own, ready to make the
Nice.
investment. And the moment when you start using complication, the technique that you use for complication is to widen the knowledge gap. Okay. When you talk about simplicity, you get the audience that sort of high, like say, yeah, I learned something new. I learned how to go from point A to point B. And then in the end, you say, hold up, let me widen up your ego, your knowledge. You are actually here, you're not here. In order for you to get there, you need me.
I mean, marketing agencies does that as well. We all
Yes,
communicate ideas, strategies, and stuff. We communicate it very simple that the client get it. I love that idea. How do I execute it? Then you come and upsell your services. Okay, for you to do that, you need TVC, you need radio, you need billboard. No, no more billboards. Now you need digital advertising. So yeah, I get it. So I mean,
yes.
you guys, I hope you guys are getting value out from this. If you guys have any brands or products that you probably may thinking about selling, you guys share it on the chat itself. Maybe we can craft something for you right here, right now. Yeah. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
by
Complicate
no
it in
by
selling.
no way I'm diminishing that it is not that complicated, because to be honest, it is lah. Right? When you just think about it, if you're gonna create 365 content, writing 1,000 emails, finding out, experimenting what's the best funnel that actually works, of course, it takes a lot of heartache,
Yeah.
experiment, time,
Copywriter,
stuff.
designer,
Exactly.
web design, funnel builders, yeah, A/B
All
testings,
all of
ads.
these things, right? And then even though how I even arrived to this, framework for messaging and stuff, is because I had to attend courses, read tons of books before I actually find out, oh, actually this thing actually works, can actually put up into some sort of class so that we can actually teach 100x entrepreneurs about this. There's a lot of things that actually goes through, and one things that most people don't want to do is that you can actually give as an offer is do it for them. In this day and age, right, information is not is not a good offer anymore, because he is doing the same. But what if you do something that you done it for them, so they no longer pay for information that they have to do it themselves. Now they actually just pay for a service, like they pay an agency or a staff to actually do it for them. And this is highly scalable, because if you've done it once for yourself, why can't you give that same thing to another person and they can do it for their own business? If you actually did have a contract, a business contract, how to work with, let's say, agency, you can actually have that contract given to other businesses so that they can use that contract for agency. You don't have to write it all over again. So the best offer in the world is something that you have done it, walk the path, that has helped you yourself, that you can actually use and give it to other people as well. See, that's the difference between good offer, bad offer. And to increase the value of the offer, you tell them how hard it is, lah. You tell them this, you tell them that, lah. And then you tell them even sales technique, like, if you would have done it, you would have done it. You use sales technique, something like that, to complicate things, make it, you widen the gap of knowledge so that it make them feel like shit. Yeah, I I I I I I need this. I need this like now, because he have done it. He can help me in so many different kind of ways. But you never ever do that when you are teaching somebody in the beginning. Only after they have known you, after the webinar, after everything, they got value from you, then they already know that you are the expert.
Indeed, indeed. Like AD has mentioned, in the top of the funnel, don't tell that. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple. It's only after they know you already, then you can start getting more complicated in your messaging. And then the last one is make it so complicated that they have no choice but to partner with you or use your services.
Yeah, because you are the only logical choice when you tell them, say, hey, by the way, there's this, like, oh, they get overwhelmed. I surrender. I'd rather pay you. You help me do everything. Yeah. So the last part, right, about complication. Other entrepreneurs also sell the same thing, same services and things like that. But what gets the audience to your front door in the first place is why today's that you guys discovered is a uh six messaging techniques that gets them to the front door. If you cannot get your audience in the front door, you can really forget the back door at the end there. So also another thing is I started today off as messaging secrets, but I actually in the end I revealed to you guys that actually selling funnels, right? I could actually switch this thing up and position it as email is still because without now Facebook, Instagram reach is dropping and then you have to go TikTok. One day in the future, using the fortune teller message again, TikTok will also be I don't want to jinx myself, will also be pay to play. Okay. Okay, touch. Therefore, email will always be king because you will always have control and ownership over the platform as opposed to other social media.
Yeah, you own the list.
Yes. And then people come to my class and then teach me, and then I'll be showing them, walk them through the steps of creating successful email sequences that actually helps you generate sales. And then they say, yeah, they learn something. Email, why email is king. Give them value. Tip email number one, tip email number two, tip email number three. And then at the end say that email is not the end all be all. You see, you still need a funnel. And if you got no knowledge in funnel, I teach you how to do funnel. You ask me help you do at a higher price. Or I can walk with you, sit down at your place and teach you, everybody sit there and do together. Or I can in front of the funnel, I can position myself as content creation, which is what I was doing last week. I mean, the last show, Money Magnet show number 3, is about how to schedule entire month's worth of content in one day. So we walk you through all the steps for you to create the content using Canva, edit the content and then scheduling it in later app. And then after that, say that, hey, content is not the end all be all. Then I start complicating things. You need funnel, you need this, you need email, you need copywriting, you need all this, all this, all this. So you see, even though that, even though the industry I'm in right now is in the red ocean, everybody is doing the same thing. These little known 6 messaging techniques will make you stand out, get the audience in, and then you do what you do best as marketers, sell.
Yep. All right.
Alright.
All right. Yeah. So Eddie, you have anything more frameworks to share also?
I think today seems like a master class kind of things. Usually things like that can be taught in, 1 6 hours class. I just condense everything, give you guys no half fluff, no sob story, nothing. So that's it. Give you guys all there
Okay.
is.
All right, all right. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys have any other questions to want to ask us about how to, to basically how to craft your message for your business, we are always open as well. So you can always email us at thebestmoneymagnet@gmail.com as well. So if something you are not willing to share in public in the chat as well, you can always email us over there. Well, yeah, I think that's about it from there. Eddie, if there's nothing else, then we'll just end tonight's session as a early night.
Maybe one more thing for most marketers all right. Uh what is being for today's class, right? You guys should use these messaging techniques before you actually approach a copywriter.
Why is
Okay,
that though?
craft message that is via
Yeah.
email, social media. Okay, these techniques, right? These 6 techniques, you can use it anywhere. Whether is it Facebook, whether is it on email, whether is it on even video like this. Little known hacks, little known 6 techniques that will make you into the red ocean and not in the blue ocean. That would make you become the authority figure in your industry. I just used one of that messaging just now. Little known, big difference. Yeah. So you can use this anywhere, any Facebook, YouTube, email, TikTok, many different. Some people use it on TikTok. You guys, you can see, Instagram hacks you never knew existed. So that is like the little known big difference messaging technique as well. All right, and guys, please, when you guys know about this messaging technique, please use them, because I've seen most people when they say that I need a message, what they do is, this is my business, this is my plan, and then they say next thing they do is they go hire a copywriter. A copywriter help me do this. And copywriter say, okay, what you want? I don't know. You write I will know when I know what I want. Then people are like, yeah, because nobody know your business more than you yourself, so you know where's the best way to position it. I'm not asking you to be a copywriter. I just ask you to pick one of them. Just pick one of those angle, and then tell the copywriter, I want to position my product this way. Then let them get to crafting the message, beautify everything. Then it actually remove the inefficiency when it comes to working together with agency and the sort. This is what I want. This is the angle that I want to use. I need to beautify the message in all across, and that's it. Yep.
It's like I mean, Shana, JD mentioned, is it like the beginning of the sentence or
Not
the title?
necessary. You see, the frameworks that was taught, like, it doesn't have to be like, you see, when it comes to really getting result in the financial goal, it's a problem. The problem is they overcomplicated. It's not like fill in the blanks, although you
You
can do
can
that.
actually,
You
you can
can, but
actually.
you doesn't have to be that. You see, like for example, I can say that in the funnel world, everybody tells you that you need to have your design up, you need to have your how do you call, sequence up, you need to have the best offer. But there's one thing that actually makes all the difference, and it's the most important, ROI. That is, do you know how much it costs for you to acquire a customer versus how much you are spending to acquire that customer? I mean, how much does it cost for you to acquire a customer versus how much the average customer costs in your funnel? See, most entrepreneurs, they complicate it by saying you need A, B, C, D, E. Whereas all you need to be successful in the business world is just these two numbers: how much to acquire and what's the average cost of that customer. If you can put $1 in, you get $3 out. How much money would you put inside? See what I just did? I was talking about everybody is overcomplicating it. Now I actually make it simple. Your audience would say like, hey, this guy knows something. Maybe he's the authority. Yes. Say fortune teller is the same thing. Like, I could say that in the near future, perhaps Facebook may touch wood again, may not be the best place for you to advertise. See, Facebook only allows you to reach your audience at a few percent, maybe 1 to 3 to 5 to 10% of your people who like your page. What you need to adopt is content on multiple platforms. Because this itself, if you do now, start building, what happens is it will be a compounding effort where in the future, 3 years, 5 years, you grow, and then one day you reach about a million audience. Then you can use not only on Facebook, you can use on many different platforms.
In terms of title, right? I think Eddie, you can help Chanel down there a bit. Basically, she mentioned about how to save 5,000 every month. I think how
This
to save
is
5,000 every month is like you're giving a so-called you're
okay.
suggesting something, but how do we amp that curiosity up? Maybe Eddie, you can help a bit.
Okay, this one is it seems to me like YouTube title. Okay, titles like this is good. The first part, how to save extra 5,000 every month without taking multiple jobs. Curiosity, right? Number one. Number two
Mm.
is, this is actually very searchable on YouTube. Another way to make it better is how to save extra 5,000 every month without cutting your budget by 50%. So this is searchable. This is more towards copywriting. It's totally not, it's not the same as messaging, because messaging can be used for many different things. This
Actually,
headline title is a bit different.
I'm quite curious, Chanel. If you are putting RM 5,000, normally people search on YouTube. They may
US
not actually,
dollars.
yeah, they may not actually use the word RM. You see, so instead, if you move RM, you just put dollars. For example, extra $5,000 every month. That might actually help your search ranking itself, unless you are only targeting only to Malaysians lah. But YouTube, I think we are in a digital world right now. What's up on YouTube is basically you can go global already. So maybe it might be much better if you go global.
Let's use this for example. Okay, for let's say
Mm.
your title lah. Okay, how to save extra 5,000 every month as a headline on a YouTube search. Okay, people type how to save money every month. Bracket up to RM 5,000. That's a good one. People click in it and watch it. Then from your video, what you can say is the little known hacks with a big difference. Then you can say that when it comes to money, most people think that money is supposed to spend, and then you save whatever that is remaining. You'll never reach your financial goal if you do that. The little known thing in the financial world that separates successful uh, people who actually manage to save that amount of money compared to those who don't is a little thing called budgeting. That makes a big difference. Take up a sum of money from your income, put it into another account, don't ever touch it, treat it like you don't even have that money to begin with, and survive whatever that is left. You can use until zero, is okay, fine, but do not touch that money there. Same message, little known, big difference. Got it?
That can
So
even
your
be a video
video,
script itself. Yeah, the
it
video script
is a
itself.
video script. And then most people might be saying, okay, yeah, budgeting is here, how much is how much? Then you can start to make complicated. Yeah, you see 20%, 30%, 40% here, expenses, blah, blah. You hire me a financial advisor, help you do. So you say simple and then complicated and stuff like that. For those people who want to know how to do it, or you can say people who want to know, click on this link down there and start saving money. I will provide you a free PDF that breaks down the percentage of your expenses that you should save in order for you to reach your financial goal. Then that is like leading people to your lead magnet already. It doesn't have to be direct sales.
Thank you for supporting. Hope you guys get very good value, and Chanel, hopefully you get a very give you
Oh,
some additional value to improve on your marketing and stuff like that lah. Yeah.
they overcomplicated it was the financial. Yeah, you, you can use this also because when it comes to financial statistic, I give you guys an example. For me, I am not the person who learns by seeing or listening to somebody. That's why in classroom I usually sleep. When it comes to finance, what happens is, or math class, for example, the teacher start writing numbers up there, and then my eye just go blind. I don't understand everything and stuff like that. So it's the same thing as when I was with finance manager. Most of them tell me spreadsheet and stuff, right? Usually it takes a financial manager such as yourself, maybe about few seconds or few minutes, you know what's going on already. It took me an hour to actually understand the financial documents, what is actually going on. I would take a calculator beside me and count whether is it exact or correct, because I don't understand. So for you to market one way is for those people, if you are targeting people who have no experience in financial management, you can say that simple technique is like this. Don't overcomplicate it. If you want your goal is this is what you can do. Done.
Yeah, very your very left brain minded. Yeah, like math and spreadsheet and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm slightly different from AD. Actually, when I read math, I can see numbers, I can see stories. Actually, I will see the journey of where the money go and what's happening. Because to me, when I read numbers, I see a journey. But it's different from AD. When AD see numbers, it means go to sleep.
Yes, exactly. And it's like the talk also. You see, if any of you guys join last week's talks for Eldon, or if you guys don't
Oh,
have, you guys can
crazy,
watch
huh?
the replays. You see, Eldon likes to show his data, his results that he have done, all these kind of numbers and stuff. But when it comes to probably my show, I don't really show. I show concepts and stuff like that. So there's a big difference. Yeah. But anyway, regardless, hope you guys actually enjoy today. Hope you guys get value. Think we I'm gonna I got nothing else to sell, so I can't overcomplicate things so that you buy my service now because I got nothing.
Nah,
But I
today
would.
today mainly it's just for us to share with you guys only. It's
Yeah.
all something that we give to you guys. Not we are not asking
And
for anything.
by the way,
Yeah.
for people in I would not teach anybody
Yeah.
this
That's
out
why.
there. Okay. And I also would never ever imagine teaching people something like this, which simplicity and complicated to anyone other than in 100x itself. Probably will not ever do this again because it hurts your sales conversion. It hurts the market when you tell people what you're actually doing. It's like
Yep.
when you actually want to get a sales from people, say, okay, wait, I'm gonna do sales now. No, you don't do that. Even if they know it, they can't help it. That's the best way to actually do the sale.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.